Well, who here watching has ever gotten the flu shot and then went on to still get the flu? Once upon a time, I got a flu shot here and there as I was growing up, and yet many times I went on to later fall sick. I know I'm not alone. I am not the only one. The flu shot gamble is exactly what we're going to call that, what I'm going to call that. You roll the dice, but the only difference is that sometimes you actually win rolling dice. Once upon another time, I liked rolling dice when we'd go out to dive bars. You win sometimes, but by my metrics, the cons far outweigh the potential pros when we're talking about the flu jab. So health, as I see it, as I know it to be, you actually don't have to gamble with your health at all. Now, I want to show you how to stack the odds in your favor with natural, proven strategies that actually strengthen your immune system, strengthen your family's resilience, and make things a heck of a lot easier in the way that they're supposed to be. So I'm Dr. Mark. I'm a pediatric and family chiropractor. I'm a mom, and I personally have lived the full gamut from getting flu shots to questioning them to fiercely advocating for others to do their own research. So today is going to be a quick and dirty rundown of my years of walking that talk. So we're going to zoom out for a second. What actually is the flu? So flu is caused by the influenza virus. And from a medicinal standpoint, we know that there is nothing you can do for a virus. The doctor's going to tell you, let them run their course. And then the flu virus, specifically, it is mutating constantly. It's like a criminal that keeps changing disguises, so your immune system has to keep learning how to recognize it. Funny sidebar, when I was looking for a picture to include on this slide, it kept pulling up virus cartoons wearing like masks, like COVID masks, and I definitely do not, and I did not then advocate for those. But anyways, I digress. What I ended up doing, I Google searched disguised cartoon virus or something like that. So anyways, I don't know how many strains that there actually are. There are a lot. There are your main types of influenza. There's A and B, catch a lot of hype. A being the big one, it's probably the most unpredictable, but there's also C and D. And then within each type, there are hundreds of possible subtype combinations, and they mutate every single year. So part of that problem is we keep trying to vaccinate against them. So I grew up on a farm. Roundup Ready corn means that the corn has been genetically modified, so as the farmers can use Roundup to spray and kill weeds, but that it's not going to kill the actual corn crop. So that corn has been bred to be resistant to Roundup. That's essentially the same as what's happening with the flu shot. We are contributing to it mutating and morphing on top of what it already does in nature, right? So this is problematic for our immune system for many different reasons. But how can it create antibodies? How do you stop a criminal if you don't know what they look like, right? Oh, okay. Well, I forgot. I put this funny. Hank is not a criminal. This pic is probably 2 years old, judging by how little he is in here. But it made me laugh when I was looking. I thought maybe I had more corn pictures. But all the more important, if kids are digging right into raw corn, all the more important it is to make sure that it isn't genetically modified, which is actually a very tall idea. So you compromise sometimes. But anyways, that's not what we're talking about today. Growing up exposed and getting exposed actually isn't the problem. It's not bad. In fact, it's how your immune system trains and it grows stronger. Looking at kids who start daycares and start schools, oftentimes they have more symptoms than adults or than kiddos who are at home, right? So being around stuff and people, it's happening 24/7. We are always inundated with viruses, bacteria, fungi, molds, whatever. But our current healthcare model says to protect against those things, and in this particular instance, the flu, that it needs to come from a needle. So first off, how is it even made? Every spring, experts make their best prediction of what flu strains will circulate in the coming fall and the winter. That means that this year's flu shot is based on last year's information. So if the flu has changed or mutated in the meantime, and it usually has, then the shot actually might not match what's actually circulating. This is going to be very similar to my buddy Hank here going outside in a snowstorm holding an umbrella. Best of luck. It's not going to do a whole lot for you, right? Secondly, when we look at how effective the flu shot actually is, most retrospective data, which is what the flu shot will always be in research, right? It will always be in hindsight. In many years, flu shot's effectiveness is less than 20%. So if you've got 10 people who roll up their sleeve, 8 of them are still going to get the flu. Those aren't awesome odds, honestly. Do people get the flu after the shot? Absolutely. Most people who get the flu in any given season actually had the shot. That virus is going to outsmart the prediction, or the immune response wasn't adequate or strong enough to stop an infection before it became a problem, right? So does it guarantee protection? Nope. Even the CDC admits that the flu shot can't promise you won't get the flu. So if the effectiveness is so low and it doesn't guarantee protection, why are so many people relying on it as their only defense? I honestly have no idea. No idea. Your immune system, honestly, is like a pro defense team. Now, maybe my visual here is not accurate. This is not a pro soccer team. This is my 5-year-old niece's soccer team. So we're not talking about a pro here. But if we're looking at a pro team, your immune system is like the defense, and your nervous system is like the coach. So if that coach is distracted or burnt out or stressed, the players aren't going to get the right plays. They're not going to get the right signals. It's the exact same thing when our body is overtaken. When sickness sets in, when the nervous system is overworked. So instead of outsourcing our health to what can only be called a gamble, what if you instead invested in your body's defense system to make it unstoppable? So I like to make things really simple, and I have a lame sense of humor. So I came up with what we will call the FLU formula. The first thing, fueling wisely. So real food, less sugar, hydration, water. 80% of your immune system lives in your gut. Your body, legitimately cannot recover and efficiently break down food at the same time. It's not possible. That's why clean food is going to be so crucial, always, but especially when you're sick. Feed your body well, or perhaps consider fasting. Number 2, I was going to say number 2, but the L, limit stress and support your nervous system. Chronic stress is going to leave the door wide open for infection, for the flu to take hold. And the U, uplift your immune system. So vitamin D and sunshine, chiropractic, good sleep, movement. Vitamin D deficiency is going to skyrocket your risk of the flu. Chiropractic care is going to keep that nervous system, which is like the coach, clear, sharp, on the ball, perfectly synced in time. Sleep. If you miss a night of sleep, you are slashing your defense in half. Exercise is literally going to mobilize your immune system cells. I have a prop. I'll be right back. So this has been in our Healing Touch fridge for a long time. We did root beer floats at some point. And none of us here in the office actually drink soda pop for many reasons. But 1 can of soda, obviously this is a 2-liter jug. I hope no one is drinking a 2-liter jug. So we're talking, for reference, 1 12-ounce can. That's going to suppress your immune system for up to 4 hours. 4 hours, 1 can. So that means we basically have got a free hall pass for down and out top readiness. And that's just from 1 drink, guys. So I hope at this point you are picking up, from my perspective, from Healing Touch perspective, flu shot is just, it's not worth it. It's based on last year's guesses. It often misses the target, and its effectiveness is pretty dang slim. Instead, Look to your body. Like, when you care for it, when you fuel it, when you regulate it, it's designed to adapt. It's designed to learn. It's designed to fight back stronger than anything that you're going to get out of a vial, right? So this flu season, don't roll the dice. Strengthen your system, strengthen your family, give your body the best chance to win. We would love to take care of you and your family here in the office. Here's how you go about that information. Our socials are on the left, and then that QR code on the right is going to schedule your first appointment with us. Until we meet in the office, here is to your healthy and happy immune system and your healthy and happy family. Bye-bye.